Hello Internet, I am Janock, and I'm going to run through my territory battles. I've already ruined my perfect wave streak by having a bad RNG run on my fleet battle in Coruscant, but we will try to continue to get as many waves as we can, which should be perfect here in Corellia. So, going into Corellia, we will start with the leftmost battle, and I like to use, since everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people have done for the raid their Grand Moff Tarkin team with the dark side clones. It is an excellent team for territory battles. It works all the way through the final day planets, and you frees up Lord Vader to go with other leftover Empire teams. That way you get two good teams. So if you do have this team available, this is a full auto fire and forget, especially on day one, but even into the other days requires little to no thought. Just throw them in, put it on auto, and go do something for a couple minutes. Come back and get a 2 out of 2. A little bummed about the fact that I already blew my perfect waves, but it's mostly due to the fact that, I do donate, I try to donate as many good tunes as possible, which I'm the territory battle officer for my guild, which is Rebel Force Yavin 4, and although I try to balance things out so that everyone donates a little bit, I don't mind donating a little heavier myself. When I lose Executor, it's 9 times out of 10, the Radis that I used in Coruscant is just fine. And honestly, if I would have played it manually, it would have been fine. But since I was committed to the full auto, life happens. So as I said, this one on full auto is a pretty standard win. And so we'll move on to the next one, which is the Jabba mission. Oh, not Aphra. Jabba mission. Here we go. And if you have the rest of your standard team, which is Boba, Chrysanthemum, Boushh, and Skiffguard Lando, if you have them all at Relic 5 or above, that's more than enough. You can just throw them in, and again, you can just put it on full auto and wait a couple minutes. Jabba tends to be a relatively safe win in almost every phase. He is if you're looking for territory battle teams, he's a very good choice to take to higher relics, as you can oftentimes use even a kind of a crappy team and still pull out the win, because some of his mechanics make it so that he doesn't take the damage, and so he can carry the team. And the fact that he will revive any fallen bounty hunters for following waves. So if you do lose someone in wave 1, they'll come back in wave 2, as long as they're bounty hunters. I think bounty hunters, smugglers, maybe scoundrels. I have to check his kit to be sure, but definitely bounty hunters. I believe smugglers and maybe scoundrels. But I use a couple sketchy teams in later phases with Jabba. So we'll have fun with that. Hopefully you stick around and you can see those in the upcoming days. Those I will not run on auto. Those, when you're running the sketchy teams, you definitely don't run those on auto. But they still are, if you follow the mechanic, there still normally wins. Okay, so there's a win. So we will move to the Aphra team. Alright, so I run this with the resistance being Rey. So Rey and Jedi Training Rey and BB-8 and throw in Ben Solo. And this should be a full auto team. I will admit that one time I have lost this on full auto out of 15 or 20 tries. And again, if I had run it manually, it wouldn't be a loss. But I'm going to run it full auto. I'm not going to do any targeting. I'm going to commit to the auto and let the cards fall where they may. For a lot of guilds, depending on where your GP is, day one gets easier and easier. In particular, my guild recently pushed to 46 stars. We did that by achieving 333 on day 3, which means that 333 on days 1 and 2 has gotten relatively easy. So honestly, I feel like I'm getting pretty close to the point where I'm going to close deploys for the first 12 hours on day 1 to allow people a chance to do the combat missions if they choose. Simply because on day 1, I mean, we honestly, if you don't want to do combat missions, you wouldn't have to. We could easily go 333. We're 707 million right now, so at 707 million, you could easily go 333 just by deploys. You probably still need to fill ops, but after that, just deploying would be enough. But I like to encourage people to chase the highest wave totals they can, seeing as how that helps the guild out in general. The more waves you do, the more engaged you are, and the better your performance will be in general. If you're not doing a lot of waves, then it's not as beneficial to the guild. So I try to encourage whatever I can to get people to increase the waves they do. Oh, wow, look at that. Rey died. That's not typical, but we should still pull it out. I don't know, hopefully. Let's see. See what happens. Oh, no, it wasn't Rey. It was Jedi Training Rey who died. But that's still kind of strange that anyone died. Yeah, she's in her ultimate, so no one can take any damage. Okay. Yeah, that's a safe win now. Scout Trooper and the guy on the left are the only big damage dealers, so once they're dead, Scout Trooper's dead, so the only one left is the guy in, yeah, now we're in ultimate, so yeah, that's a done deal. Alright. So that's the Aphra mission. And I guess Aphra dies pretty easily because she's not a light side, so Rey can't protect her. We'll go ahead and do the special mission, which I will not do this on auto, because the preferred team is Rey, R2, and Drogan. But I put my R2 into operations, so I'm going to use Admiral Raddus instead. And it's not a hard fight, but it's still better to do it manually. I like to target TIE Fighter pilot first because he is the biggest damage dealer. I like to hide Drogan because he's our biggest damage dealer. And always use his ability to put it on Leia because she takes the most turns. Next, let's see. We want to use her stagger. And then we want to go after Scout Trooper because he's their next biggest damage dealer. Okay, Qi'ra's dead. Oh well. That happens. I'm actually going to target Recon Trooper just because he's staggered to try and make it so he doesn't take another turn. Heal everyone. Scout Trooper. And now Recon Trooper is the only real damage left, so we will go after him. I'm going to use... We're pretty close to having everyone dead, so we're going to stop using specials and use as many basics as possible to try to go into the next wave with as many specials off cooldown as possible. Try, and now the damage is dead, we're going to go after the healer. And then we'll go after the tank again with as many basics as possible. I don't care that he's taunting, I don't care that his defense up, just basics. Now, General Veers is kind of a pain in the butt, so we want to kind of kill him off first if we can. Leia already has that, so we're going to give it to Raddus. I'm going to try and focus down Veers. We'll invis up Drogan again because we don't want him to be attacked. And any big damage abilities we have, we will use on Veers. We want to get him dead as fast as possible. Burn him. Stun would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen. Make sure we retarget on Veers. Okay, Veers is... No, he's not dead yet. He should be dead. Come on, die. Die, Veers. Alright, Veers is dead. So now, like normal, after he's the biggest threat, so we go back to TIE Fighter pilot. And we'll always invis Drogan, even though it takes all his turn meter away. Might as well kill off Stark. The rest of the people are tanks or healers, so we'll kill off Stark. Use an ultimate, doesn't really matter. Kill off the healer, and yeah, everyone else is tanks. So at this point, it's done. They just don't know it yet. Alright, so there's an easy win. There's some get, I think it's get 2. Let's check. Nope, it's get 3 for everyone. Alright, so the only fight we have left is the middle, which since I had to donate some of my bounty hunter ships, I'm going to be using my profundity. fleet, which should make this a relatively easy fight. Let's see, so we will use Hans and RebelY wing to start, and then Rogue One is always going to be your first Phantom, Cassian, and Biggs. Yep, that one's Biggs. It's always hard to tell which one is Biggs and which one is Wedge, but you want to take Biggs for an extra tank just in case. But Rogue One's always going to be your first reinforcement call. And you always focus down the TIE Bomber first, and you always go after TIE Advance second. That's just what you do. I like to use basics from him. Let's see, was it the middle one? No, I like the one that, yeah, spell buffs, and he gains offense for each buff dispelled, so he's probably not going to last, and he doesn't do a lot of damage anyways, but if it's going to make him get stacking offense up, why not? But you're still going to go after the TIE Bomber, even if he stops taunting. Doesn't matter. You need to get him out, because you don't want him doing his burning. His burning against Rebels, you're going to call Rogue One, but his burning against Rebels is going to stop you from assisting, so you really want to kill him before he can do that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. Actually kind of surprised he's still alive, but at this point, the TIE Bomber is gone, and once the TIE Bomber is gone, you really don't have a lot of threats against your Rebel team. Not that you really did. If you've got Rogue One, we'll call Hans in. Double tack. He does a lot of damage. Could have called Rogue One. They both do good damage. We'll do some AE and call him in. Yep. Once TIE Advance is dead, it doesn't really matter. I mean, honestly, once TIE Bomber is dead, it's done. But could stick it on auto, and it'll be just as good at this point. Or you can just mash buttons like I'm doing, and you will win. Yeah, they finally killed off Lando, because we didn't care about him anyways. Big attack. Oh, I'm surprised no one assisted there. But, yep. And so that's the last fight. So at least for Corellia here, we got perfect waves. And if you enjoyed this video, please do all the things, click on them, and you can stick around for the next video where I'll be doing the battles in Mustafar. Thank you for watching.